Rabbit, girl, she a beg you wanna ball, if you stop it. Batman plug in and me a move like a electric. He's like a basketball, she take time out. You listen to me silent, if you listen to me lyrics. I be the man there and me a drop it. I said, Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls them sugar, how can I? In a rush, pass me the keys to my trucks. Who am I? The girls them lock, and I whip. Precious, anything she wants, I will give it unto she. I can't believe today my friend them tell me that she flee. I don't believe he's angry and I don't believe he's grief. I don't believe it's Susan or the other girl. She love for me, she have, that is the only thing I need.
Welcome to Season 7 of NBA 2K22, Return of Heroes. New court designs, prizes, and a bunch of great events are coming your way. Get rolling with your Return of Heroes tee and score with your Season 7 basketball after your first level up.
Then flex on the competition with new emotes at various levels. Flop on your head, dribble like Rafer Alston, and a whole lot more. And become a hero.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. The skyline of downtown Toronto really looking wonderful tonight. It's a beautiful evening here on the shores of Lake Ontario. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, 2 years after their first title, the Raptors last season missed the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. Fred VanVleet said people are overlooking us again, which is not a bad place to be in. Kevin, this front office finds diamonds in the rough, so it's only a matter of time before they're back in the mix.
I agree, David. They are a quality organization. They always find a way. Thank you. And checking out some numbers for Fred VanVleet.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
So the Nets starting 5. The small and power forwards are Harris and Durant. Ben Simmons is out there with Curry. And it's Drummond in at the center position. And for the Raptors, guard spots filled by VanVleet and Trent. Barnes out there with Anunoby, and it's Achua in at the 5 down low. For teams with a lot of new players, Greg, this time of year can be a real challenge.
Sure can, and just getting on the same page takes some time, and then you have to build that trust. Weathering the storms together will help you do that.
He'll be the Nets off the tip. Durant against Barnes. Here's Drummond. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You know, I would venture to say if you didn't run one play for Drummond all night, he still could score in double digits. He is an incredible offensive rebounder.
Now here's Barnes. Pass to Achua. And there's the block. Just stops it cold and takes possession. Curry with it. The pass to KD. The feed to Harris. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant.
Boy, that's an example of Durant's basketball IQ and awareness, both platinum level.
Here's Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
I mean, he's just making the D look foolish. I mean, that was one heck of a move to get himself the space he needed to operate.
And how about the slam to finish it off? Not too shabby either.
I got to tell you what, safe to say that was a good-looking play from start to finish.
Now here's Drummond. It's good. Drummond's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, a little contact will not deter Drummond. I mean, he gets physical right back and finishes strong.
If you look at the leaders in rebounding, it's almost a sure thing that Drummond's name is going to be near the top of that list. That's the kind of impact on the boards he's made over his career.
VanVleet wide open. Connects from three-point range.
And you have to appreciate the confidence. VanVleet wastes no time shooting the rock when he is in that groove.
Simmons passes to Durant. Inside. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist from KD. Drummond's got 6 points. And Greg, when it comes to players who've led the league in rebounding, very few have done it as many times as Drummond.
And the guys that have done it more than twice, like Andre, I've got some good news for him. Every one of them is either in the Hall of Fame or soon will be.
Here's Simmons, following the basket by Fred VanVleet. Left side, Harris. It's blocked. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Now here's Curry. 11-point game his last outing. Here's Drummond, and the layup falls. 8 points for him.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Anunoby against Drummond, and there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. And Toronto making a change here. Birch is checked in, and a change for the Nets. Aldridge is checked in. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Birch finds Anunoby. And here's Trent. Lets the three fly, and he's good on the three ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets, trailing by 2. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
VanVleet against Simmons. It's sent back down by Simmons.
Active defense that time from Simmons, swatting down the shot with some force.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton comes in for Kevin Durant, and it's Brown in for Curry. Anunoby has the open look, trains the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Cavaliers. Simmons passes to Claxton.
Really rare to see a guy that's 6'11" have the kind of elite passing skills that Ben Simmons has. Really, really impressive.
How about that strong defensive performance for this half's mobile one block?
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling.
Now, here's Birch. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Luke passes to Birch. It's rebounded by Aldridge. The Nets have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Harris looking it over. Back to Simmons. Just 5 on the clock. Tries it from 19. And he can't bank that one in. 56 seconds left to play in the first. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Griffin's checked in for the Nets.
Second team foul. Coming onto the floor for the Nets, Blake Griffin.
Here's Boucher. Passes it to Mikhailuk.
Brooklyn foul. Joe Harris. That's his first personal foul.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws of this.
And and 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Here's Claxton, covered by Birch. Boucher with the steal. Simmons against Flynn, and stolen by Simmons. The shot and game clock separated by 4. At the elbow, Griffin. To the paint. Here's Claxton, and Boucher sends it back. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Boucher. .15 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Griffin, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Toronto ahead, leading by just 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
Toronto's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. They've got Griffin. Harris is out there with Ben Simmons. Then there's Brown. And it's Claxton in at the 4-man position. Anunoby, good.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
Simmons inside. Covered by Flynn, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
That one drops. He ties it up. And big men's roles have adjusted Clark in today's game. You take a young Clark Kemp and put him in this style of play. What adjustments would he make?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin. I would love to play this up and down, wide open style of basketball. I'm just not sure if I'd be athletic enough to make it happen, but it is more of a face-up rather than post-up game. Maybe I could be part of a small ball lineup, creating havoc with big guys trying to guard me on the perimeter.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Pascal Siakam was the most improved player in 2019. He says, I love that I cannot be able to do something, but if I put in a lot of hours doing it, I can become good at it. The former 27th pick overall said, not to sound arrogant, but I saw this coming. Guys, he bet on himself.
He did. He was smart. He certainly put in the work. DA, thank you. And they take the lead. Griffin's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Here's McKaylee. Here's Boucher. Nice work on the board. That's paying off with the basket. Boucher's got the game tied up here for Toronto. And the Nets decide to take their first time out here. Changing it up here. And so Simmons will bring it up for Brooklyn. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
And even though they were the better team overall, they actually lost the season series against this club a year ago.
Yeah, and for them that was a bit embarrassing. So expect them to come back with a point to prove tonight.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G.A., the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Barnes can't get it to go. The Nets have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Griffin's shot is off. Toronto, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. And it's sent back by Drummond.
You got to be careful shooting around Drummond. I mean, he has a really good knack for when to go for the blocks.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Nets shooting so well, 63%. The offense working as one cohesive unit. A drive by Simmons. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. So we'll see Ben Simmons go to the line here. Van Vliet picks one up. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Nets?
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also like the attack off the bounce. I mean, they're taking the initiative here in terms of getting into the lane and forcing the defense to collapse.
That one misses for Simmons.
And how chaotic was this offseason for Simmons? I mean, the trade rumors swirling, stepping back from Team Australia, ultimately traded. And you talk about someone just dying for a fresh start.
Durant dishes to Drummond. Back to KD. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
You know, as you add experience, you start to see the floor better. That was a sweet find by Drummond.
Barnes against Durant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his first.
And what you get with Barnes, Greg, tremendous versatility.
And he gets others involved. Kevin plays great defense, has an excellent feel for the games. He doesn't have to score to impact winning, but if you need points from him, the young fella can provide that as well.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Ken Burge is checked in for Chris Boucher. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Nets. Barnes hits them both. Nets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Curry kicks to Durant. Shot from free throw range and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Pass to Van Vliet. To the middle. The dunk by Achua.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
Here's Simmons. Drummond trying to get himself free. And Simmons gets the bucket. Simmons got 6.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Achua, he can't get that one to fall. Good D by Drummond. The Nets have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter. You've got to like how they've shot the ball. Durant down low. Covered by Birch.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The shot's good from Achua.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
And Toronto making a change here. Mikhailuk is checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Claxton's checked in. Outside Curry. Stolen by Van Vliet. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul will give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
OG Anunoby's checked in for Toronto. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded closely.
Brooklyn foul. Nicholas Claxton.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
And the Nets with possession here. They trail by 1. And then Durant with the jam.
Nice handles, tight handles, fluid handles, right into his shooting motion. Durant able to do everything on the offensive end.
36 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Mikhailuk. Van Vliet on the wing. He's got 5. A second chance effort. And it's good on the way in. Van Vliet's got 7.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his side.
Outside Durant with the drive. And then Durant with the jam.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. And trying as they might, they couldn't push their lead past 4 points. In the second quarter, they put in the work to create a slight scoring advantage. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nets' first half?
They're running a smooth offense tonight, creating high-quality shots. Motion, sharp. Sharp as a razor. Their spacing is excellent. They're moving the ball well. I love the way this team is playing.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
And their defense has been an absolute disaster, offering little to no resistance, allowing the other team to walk all over them. They need to show way more fight in the second half, or they're going to get trampled.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. It's a one-point game. Guard spots filled by Van Vliet and Trent. Barnes out there with Precious Achua. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And along with production, this team really thrives on Van Vliet's leadership.
He sets a great example with his toughness, his dedication, and his teammates believe in him and believe they're going to win, partly because of him.
Barnes looking around. Shoots over KD. A rebound by the Nets. Curry kicks to Harris. Durant in the corner. Over Trent. The offensive rebound. Here's Drummond. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And, you know, Drummond has no problem playing through contact. He excels at using that strong body of his to fight through contact and finish.
And there's the pass to Anunoby. Down low, here's Trent. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Trent's got 5.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Curry. Drummond passes to Durant. Goes back up, and the layup is good. KD's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Raptors trail by 3. Van Vliet outside. And Simmons with the rebound. Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Curry with it. Picked up by Van Vliet. Back to Curry. To the inside. Stolen by Van Vliet. Fast break Toronto. A pull-up. Trent gets the bucket. He has 7.
And you can always count on Van Vliet to make the right play. He doesn't make too many bad decisions when he's got the ball in his hands.
And here's Harris from the arc. Nailed from three-point land. Harris has got the lead up to 4 now for Brooklyn.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
Some changes for Toronto. Chris Boucher comes in for Barnes. And Flynn subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. The Nets also changing it up. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Andre Drummond. Griffin comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Brown in for Seth Curry. Flynn against Simmons. Passes to Trent. Jacks up a 3. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Outside, Simmons. In the corner, it's Griffin. He feeds it to Aldridge. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And now a 6-point Nets lead.
You know, with all his post moves, Aldridge usually is able to trick the defense. But even when he doesn't, he'll still manage to finish through contact.
Here's Boucher. Unable to get that one. Simmons with the defensive effort.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Now, here's Trent, guarded by Harris. And again, no good by Toronto. Brooklyn leading by 8. Outside, Simmons. Aldridge dishes to Simmons. Anunoby against Harris. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Harris. And it's 8 points for Aldridge.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Toronto working the ball around now. Pass to Achua. Back to Anunoby. Makes it off the glass. Anunoby's got 7 points in the game.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Flashability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive cutting mentality.
59 seconds left in the third. Down low, here's Achua. The dunk by Achua.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, he is only concerned right now is getting the points on the board. I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
And now here comes Simmons leading the break. Here's Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And he hit his foul shots a season ago at about a 74% clip.
Guys, when you compare against last year, I mean, this season has been a pretty painful drop-off in his free throw numbers. I mean, he's not making the key chances he's getting at the foul line.
A free throw drops for Griffin. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Good on both. 30 seconds left to play in the third. Flynn against Simmons. Count that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Flynn.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Simmons against Flynn. Simmons left side. Out to Harris. Fires the three. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Nets. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Durant. Simmons is out there with Curry. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Claxton in at the 4 slot.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer. A tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Brooklyn.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
And the free throw, no good.
And one of the more versatile players in this league. Simmons gives you assists, rebounds, steals, and he continues to develop as a scorer.
And of course, Greg, Simmons gets the majority of his points from the foul line down.
And a one-man wrecking crew in transition. Excellent at driving the ball in the half court. And once he gets downhill, he is tough to stop.
And he makes the first. Barnes hits them both. And here is Simmons. Pass to Claxton from the high post. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Claxton's got the lead up to 12 now for Brooklyn. Van Vliet against Simmons. Van Vliet passes to Boucher. It's sent back down by Simmons.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Left side Curry. Good on the bucket. And the Nets lead by 14.
Seth Curry's game in the mid-range area continues to look better, taking advantage of all opportunities.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Now the pass to Mikhailuk. 6 on the shot clock, and it's sent back by Drummond. Shots good by Boucher. Timeout called, the Nets.
Brooklyn timeout call. All right, look who's coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your North Side crew.
Got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
And during that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear Steve Nash talking to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Thanks, David. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Thrown down with force. Drummond with great feel around the rim. Now, usually he's one of the leading dunkers in the NBA because he doesn't waste any time or motion in there.
They double-team Van Vliet. And the officials call traveling violation.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost him.
And I tell you what, more brain-neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Nets leading by 14. Here's Simmons driving inside.
Remarkable athleticism of Simmons right there. Driving to the cup. When he's doing that, you need to get out of his way.
The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Simmons against Van Vliet. Passes it to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
You know, we can't measure heart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Right side Curry. Over Birch. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Boy, an excellent shooter. Seth Curry takes pride in spraying you from this spot.
Raptors trail by 16. They get a hand on it. Durant with the steal. Right side Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Yeah, the defender all over.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And for the first time in 2021, Clark, we had the full play-in tournament featuring the 7 through 10 seeds. What'd you think of the new format?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, again, part of it was we're coming out of a pandemic, and so we're starving for all things sports, and this added another level of excitement to, I think, the best game in the world, NBA basketball. You had Steph against LeBron and AD. So I think it was a pretty awesome result overall.
Joe Harris is checked in for Nicholas Claxton.
You know, Ben Simmons, so unique as a player. I think he's one of the few non-bigs who can actually dominate a game scoring below the foul line. Not just scoring, but with his passing, too.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
7-foot shot, and it's Barnes getting it to go.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
It was the exact same kind of offensive showcase for him in their last game, too. When it happens this often, that's not a pattern. That's a characteristic.
And that one is good.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And the Raptors call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. Simmons on the wing, covered by Van Vliet. They grab their own miss. Here's Drummond. Harris outside. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Achua. Outside for Durant. Back to Drummond. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Nets.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Yeah, it was impressive how they piled on the extra points, hitting the offensive glass, and then also winning the 50-50 ball battle.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And in what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one against Toronto.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display
for Ben Simmons.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Here's Watanabe. His three-pointers off the mark. Dragic left side. Outside Thomas. Shoots a 3. Rebound by the Raptors. To the paint. Here's Achua. The dunk by Achua.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Scooped up. Here's Drummond. And he comes up with the deuce.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
Count that one. Now Dragic. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
My way out, freedom like Frederick Douglass. I'm living good like Uncle Finna. Serve me like his butler. Got some real quarter my family. They like my brothers. We like brothers from another mother. We act out, we crack jokes like we ain't living color. Now it's next for chill with her, no blockbuster.